Hey folks, check out a few seconds of the following controversial video we're about to roll and tell me what is wrong, or should I say, what is allegedly wrong with this picture. Now this video was shot last month at the St. Jean-Baptiste Day parade in Montreal. At first blush, it kind of looks like something you'd see at any parade, floats and people marching and people singing. Oh, but this is 2017, so it did not escape the gaze of some uber-sensitive types that the four gentlemen propelling the float are all black, while everybody standing atop the float and marching behind the float are white, and gasp, look at all those honkies wearing all white garments, you know, the color of choice for the KKK. Therefore, there's only one conclusion, right? The unspoken reason for this float was to champion slavery, and therefore, this float and this parade was disturbingly racist. The outrage on social media was swift. A La Presse story quoted Felix Brûlé, the bystander who shot the video, as saying this, quote, "I'm not sure the organizers of the parade understand the concept of diversity. It's fine to tell the history of Quebec, but the subtext given off by the scene and the context in which it puts its participants makes no sense," end quote. Rachel Hood-Samard, meanwhile, was distressed that four black men were dressed in slave outfits, calling the float they were propelling disgusting. But on sober second thought, this perceived outbreak of white supremacy at the St. Jean-Baptiste parade should make for a teachable moment when it comes to those social justice warriors who see racism everywhere and anywhere. Because here's the real story, folks. It was just random chance that the four men pushing the float were black. They're all football players with a Montreal high school. Football players tend to be strong, and that was the #1 criteria for the gig, upper body strength. Indeed, in an interview with Radio Canada, the coach of the team, Steve Lubin, who is also black, by the way, said the students were eager to participate in the parade. They all volunteered for this. They weren't conscripted. And Coach Lubin really nails it when he says this, quote, "I think it's a shame that people saw a color and not the participants," end quote. That's a touchdown. So to recap, there was no deliberate homage to the days of slavery at the parade, and besides, who in their right mind would even attempt to do something like that anyway? And it was sheer coincidence that the four volunteers happened to be black. Yeah, moving on. What do you want to bet the organizers of the parade will go out of their way to conduct racial screening, which actually would be kind of racist, in order to ensure there's a diverse group of slaves to propel floats in future parades? You can almost imagine the discussion. We already have a black and a brown guy. Does the school have an Asian and a Latino perhaps to spare? Or the committee could go back to the good old days of the internal combustion engine. You see, the reason why the floats were people-powered as opposed to vehicle-powered was due to the parade committee embracing an eco-friendly mandate. So on the one hand, the parade is applauded for reducing its carbon footprint. On the other hand, it is condemned for being racist, even though it wasn't. Wow, Kermit was right. It ain't easy being green. For the Rebel.media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Like what you just saw? Then click subscribe below and never miss another Rebel video.